if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Let's go. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. I'm just adjusting a couple of things here real quick. Okay, I think we're good. All right, guys, what's up? Ladies and gents, welcome to the Peti Kish on Live. Happy Friday, everyone. It's the weekend, pretty much close to the weekend. We're almost there. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. A lot of things today to talk about, a lot of topics, a lot of just show and tell, commentary as well on different things. We got a couple of videos for today, so if you like watching things, then you're going to be watching today. It's just not me just talking over things now and reading. We're going to have some videos too, so prepare for that as well. Anything else? There's a lot of things, though. We got fast topics. We have regular topics like we have today. I hope everything is okay. Sorry if I was a bit late. Had to do some chores, some extra things around the house before I start. Just get some stuff done. But yeah, so if you're asking, if you're watching this, the past broadcast or now, and you're asking, why isn't there any more content? Are you going to upload more content? This and that? The answer is yes, but it's going to take some time, guys. So what is happening to the channel is, what's going to happen is, and I appreciate everyone that's still sticking on this channel and subbed here and still is just watching, lurking, whatever, and you are still, liking the videos, liking these streams. I appreciate all of you guys. You really are awesome, guys. Thank you so much. If you're new here, and if you're lurking, if you like what you see, hit that sub. I really appreciate it so much. We passed 200. I'm trying to hit more subs, especially at the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to hit 300, but it would be awesome if I could. But besides that, I thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it, every last one of you. Okay, so what is happening to the channel is, so I've been working on a video recently, and it's a project video. It's gonna take a while. It's like a tribute video. If you've seen any of my Resident Evil tribute videos or any other videos I've done, which it's like a game, and it's pretty much summing up a story in like a story arc esque with music in the background. That's what I'm working on right now. It's a tribute. So it's one of my favorite games of all time. I'm trying to make a tribute video for it because it's getting close to its anniversary. I would say the 20th anniversary of it. It's getting close to there. So I just wanted to do this year, and then whenever the anniversary does happen, I have the video on hand just to promote and everything, So it's taking me a while. I was like, oh, this is going to be an easy one. No problem. I have the best things. No, I got to cut stuff. I got to rearrange stuff. And there's a lot of content that I'm trying to pick out best parts for and put it into an edited video. And it's been taking a while. I have to say, it's been taking quite a while. And I didn't expect it. So that is postponed, and that will be coming. I will try to figure it out probably the end of the week. I don't know. We'll see what happens in between. Besides that, I'm trying to think. Just looking at my Discord. Yeah, so there's going to be some changes on the channel itself. Next Monday, I won't be doing a stream. That's for a fact. I'm busy. I have some things to do on the side. But I've been really busy in general, and there's going to be a lot of changes in between. I don't know when it will start happening, but I let you guys know because there is some changes in the background happening with me personally. Um, and there's going to be a lot of things. I'll let you know what it is, what's going on, because I don't want this channel to leave. I want it to still stay up here. There's still going to be content coming. It's not, like I said, no promises. I said that it will be coming just in a slower pace, but there will be content coming. There's so much with me in general right now going on that I can't be pumping out content constantly every day, but I will try to do something. If not, maybe between, I don't know if I will be doing streams or I'll be doing more back to like the basics, how I used to do just video content about topics, or do something different. Because I know a lot of people like the top 10 videos I've done, or, interesting topics about different things in the entertainment space, stuff like that. I know people like those. They make good views. But it's just, there's a lot on my plate right now. Let's just say that. I'll let you guys know when it is, when it's official. But right now, I don't know if it's official yet, but there are things happening in the background. And the channel won't be gone. Don't worry. It's not going to be a dead channel. Like, people are, it's going to be a dead channel. No, it's not going to be a dead channel. There's going to be content. It's not going to be coming out fast enough, but it's not going to be a dead channel. Trust me. There's still going to be content coming. If not, live streams. If not, videos. One or the other. Something's coming, guys. Don't worry. Okay. I got to take that off my chest for now. And we're going to start with these topics today. We're going to do the fast topics, but first, let me drink some water. I have to get it off my chest. All right. So we have a lot of things here today for fast topics. Okay, let's start out with this TV show. We saw a little bit of it last time, guys. The TV show we were watching, like the teaser trailer, they had it recently for Netflix's The Witcher Season 4. But now they have the official trailer, and it says the continent has shifted, and series at the center of it. The Witcher Season 4 drops on 30th October. And like last time, when I did react to the video, it did get like a copyright issue with Netflix. They didn't like it. So what am I going to do is, I don't know. You could see it for yourself, guys, but I'm just going to, I don't know if I should glimpse through it, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut this part out of the live stream. It is what it is, guys, but we're just going to watch it. But I know there are parts in it with a lot of characters going on, a lot of series stuff, which makes sense because series like the pinpoint right now. Yennefer, and a small amount of Geralt with Liam Hemsworth. I've noticed that. So, and there's a part in it, yeah, pretty much, that, like, if we got Liam Hemsworth first in, like, the first season of The Witcher, I would have been passed on it, and I'd be like, yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Since we got Henry Cavill, it's like a downgrade. It's straight up a downgrade, and it doesn't matter if they switched out Geralt for the actor. It doesn't matter. The writing for it is completely ass. There's so much shit in this show that I just can't. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, no offense, but there's only one true Geralt, and it's Henry Cavill. There you go. Henry Cavill. Yep, Henry Cavill. Yep. I'm sorry, but this is not Voorhees. What is this? Can I open this? What is this? You abandon a life of peace. I don't even know. Should have canceled it. Yeah, but there's a part in this where I feel like it's Geralt. It feels like Geralt's out of place, where he says, "Let's fucking go." He says like, "Let's fucking go," Rah! With the sword. He says it like loud, like that's not Geralt though. That's not Geralt of Rivia. That's like someone else. Because I have the clip where Henry Cavill just says, he's like, he does it like quietly and he softly does, fuck, kind of deal. But he doesn't say, "Let's fucking go," like he screams. He doesn't do that, Geralt, at all. So I'm not going to watch the trailer because it's going to get copyright. Netflix doesn't like to show clips or videos or even anything audio-wise, scene-wise, nothing. Netflix doesn't like that. So we can't show it. But you can watch it for yourself. And, yeah, Witcher doesn't look good at all. It looks laughably bad. Really bad. Yeah, I think they're just doing, it's so weird. There's so much dumb shit. Like, it's supposed to be like a Polish piece, like a fantasy, but it's just straight up has different like ethnicities in there. Like, what are we doing, dude? What is going on? It's supposed to be like Eastern European, but for some reason, yeah, let's fucking move. Yeah, this part. This is the clip. Let's fucking move. I remember this. Insanely embarrassing. Yup. It really is. Compared to Henry Cavill. And Liam Hemsworth said this is his own Geralt version. And yeah. Like, how do you get downgrade from, like, you get this and now like this is what it used to be. Like, I don't understand. All it means is let me get the article here, is that this right here, embodying into comics, they have Netflix, The Witcher boss claims Henry Cavill left for other roles. Exit was a symbiotic decision. Sure it was. Sure it was. No, Henry Cavill left because he was getting he was getting, let's just say, they didn't like how he was portraying the character. So he was portraying the character from the books and from the video games. And he's trying to copy what he knows from that because he was a fan of it. Well, they didn't want that. This show is based on people that are not fans of the Witcher series. They laugh at the Witcher series, or they laugh at the Witcher franchise. I did a video like a year ago where when the original writer for The Witcher came, the Polish writer, they literally just looked at him and said, "Who are you?" And they didn't even know who he was or anything. Like, this is the guy you're literally taking his source from. And they were like, they didn't give a shit about him. He was just there, and they just looked at him, and then that was it. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is how much Hollywood in general are these, I don't even know. They're not even fans. They're just like content police. Like, they just like to just pull out crap constantly, use an IP, and then push their IDs into that content, obviously, because these people are not fans. These are not fans of the source material. Yet the people that are actually fans of the source material. Henry Cavill should have been directing this and should have been acting at the same time. Like, straight up, he should have done both, because I trust more Henry Cavill than I trust anyone at Netflix to do a Witcher, a one-to-one perfect written Witcher story. Hands down. This is bullshit. This is a bunch of bullshit. This is another business speak where, oh, he would just take other roles. Yeah, the one role that he got wrecked by was because Dwayne Johnson in the Black Adam movie, he had that one part at the end, Henry Cavill was Superman, and then nothing happened out of that. So he got fucked over. And same with The Witcher. So Henry Cavill gets fucked constantly by these corporate Hollywood executives because he actually wants good stories and he actually wants to portray a faithful adaptation to it. But it seems like, no, we do it our way or it's the highway for Henry Cavill. So he had to leave. That's pretty much it. That's the real story. Not because he wanted other roles. No. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. That's not what happened. Hell no. Hell no.
No!
So, yeah, that's what happened with The Witcher 4. And, yeah, it is really annoying. It's really annoying what they're doing with the Witcher series. You could say Witcher could have been the next Game of Thrones. It was a competitor choice, but it really just went downhill from there. So, rip The Witcher once again. Damn, I had so much faith for Witcher, and then they just had to ruin it. Like, they ruined everything. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, everything needs to be ruined. Every IP needs to be downgraded. Oh my gosh. It's insane. We're getting Harry Potter next. Indiana Jones got wrecked. Like, all these franchises are just getting destroyed. It's crazy. And then Tron, I heard that recently just came out, the Tron Ares movie. I heard it's pretty shit. So, not surprised. I like the original Tron, and I do like Legacy, too. I know some people are mixed about Legacy. I liked Legacy, so. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know what's not crazy and actually an awesome thing for gamers? Well, we're getting this. This is from Wario64. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will receive a free update featuring new dungeons, enemies, bosses, costumes, text/UI game, localizations, and more surprises. Game has now sold over 5 million units.
Holy shit.
How is this not Game of the Year? I don't know. This game needs to win Game of the Year. There's no question about it. No question about it. Look, there's their Twitter. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. In April, release Clair Obscur Expedition 33. 5 months later, we've sold 5 million copies worldwide. Not engaged, not watching, not playing. Sold 5 million. Since then, your artwork, your stories, your cosplays, and your endless creativity has been loved and appreciated by all of us. And for that, we cannot thank you enough. And there you go. 5 million copies sold. Holy shit. Holy moly.
Oh my God!
I love it. Love to see it. This game deserves all the praise it did. It really does. It's such a good game. I got to go back and finish and play it, to be honest. I really do. When I played this game, like, I started like the beginning sections and then I stopped because I started playing different games, and it's, you know, shit happens. You do different things and then you get lost. This game is so good. It's definitely Game of the Year material, and it should win for Game of the Year. If it doesn't, I would be surprised if it doesn't at all. I would be surprised, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, these game awards, which we're going to see one today with the Gold Stick Award or whatever it's called, they don't want this game to be winning Game of the Year. Most gamers would say, yes, this is deserved Game of the Year. But the corporate entities, they like this game, but they don't want to actually put this as up in a pedestal to the top, because this will destroy the narrative of the AAA space. This will destroy everything about what it means, because this is pretty much an indie slash AA game. And if this wins, this destroys every AAA game's narrative whatsoever. And that's what they don't want, because they want Ghost of Yotei to win. They want, what's another big AAA game that Doom, The Dark Ages, or I don't know, something that's like a huge budget game, and they want that to win. So it makes sense in the aspect where this is a big event. But to be honest, most of the games I played this year, it was indie and AA that were the most interesting and the most fun from the majority of slop games that were just AAA space. There were some AAA games I enjoyed here and there, but there were few than many, I would say. So yeah, that is awesome to see, and I'm really glad Clair Obscur did so well in the long run, because it really does deserve. It deserves all the praise. It really does. And I knew that game would be special from the start. I knew it. There's no way. I actually need to go back because I did a top 10 most anticipated games of 2025. I need to go back and rewatch that again. I'll do it on stream or whatever to see if I got stuff correct or if I didn't when games came out. Because I know there's some on that list that I was anticipating for, but then it just went downhill from there, and I really didn't enjoy as much anymore. Which that's why I'm going to check it out, because I know there's some stuff on there that's a little outdated now. But I want to actually check it out later with you guys. All right. Next one here, guys. This is a brutal burn right here. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So I'm on here on X. They have this video game history posted this. A GameStop in Colorado still has the Halo 3 mural up from 2007. Halo 3, see, it's still there. The Halo 3 mural, it's still there. That's crazy. Should be preserved forever. Piece of history. So this is from 2007, and it's still up even today at that GameStop. So what do you think happened? Well, GameStop retweeted it, and then GameStop said, "We'll take it down when something better comes out."
Holy shit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? God damn.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Damn. 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 I forgot to use all these. I forgot how to use all these ones. That's crazy, dude. I gotta find there it is. That is so crazy. They got burned so hard. It's ridiculous. Holy shit, dude. GameStop is savage. I wouldn't believe this. If you told me a few years ago GameStop will do this on their Twitter and they go crazy and just are savage and give burns like this, that's insane. They literally just don't give a shit. But this marketing department, whoever is doing their Twitter and whatever, this guy needs to get a raise. Or this, it could be a woman, it could be a man, I don't know. This person needs to get a raise. Because that's crazy, dude. We'll take it down when something better comes out. Wow, that's insane. Halo 3 was awesome. I agree. They should not even take it down. Halo 3 was awesome. That's crazy. And then they're grifting on it. We still sell it too. Find a GameStop retro near you. I'm liking that. That's actually pretty funny. I'm liking that tweet. Wait, Fortnite came out in 2007? Kick. Then it's gonna stay there forever. Stop, stop. He's already dead. Beautifully savage. Which means I'll stay up forever. Which means they'll stay up forever. Laugh my ass off. Halo 3 launched 18 years ago today. Damn, that's crazy. Changed my mind. That's crazy, dude. That's so savage. When I saw this, I had to show this. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is great. This is great. This is so good. I can't believe. Oh, look at this one. Mine still has the Super Mario Galaxies logo from '07. That's crazy. That game is really good too, Mario Galaxies. Really, really good. Yep. That's crazy. So yeah, I guess GameStop's just being GameStop. I guess they're speaking facts right now. No one gives a shit. But that was pretty savage, and I thought it was awesome. Like, what is happening with GameStop? Remember last time at GameStop with the Xbox Game Pass, where they're like straight up, you own it, then come to GameStop because you own your game, not just $30, and then you don't own it forever kind of deal. That's what GameStop was saying pretty much, and it's like, whoa. But yeah. It's pretty savage. I love to see GameStop do it. I can't believe GameStop. If you told me this, GameStop would be doing this or doing this kind of retro thing a few years ago, I would have been like, nah. GameStop is a shit store. I've had problems with GameStop before. But doing this, maybe they're coming back to realizing what they were doing was bad. So it's time to, get the customers back on track again. Try to get them back with this. I don't know. But they're trying to get their customers back now. GameStop is trying to do good again and get their gamers to come back to their stores again and get their games, I guess, whatever they have, even if it's the retro or new. To get physical, because physical is starting to burn out, and GameStop might be the only one left that actually gives you physical. I don't know. They're trying to get people back in stores again, pretty much. Yeah, but I just hear bad things when people work at GameStop. Every time I hear that, it's like, shit, what are they doing there? I always hear bad things about GameStop, but it is what it is there for now. All right. All right, guys. If you're excited for Halloween in Fortnite with Fortnitemares, well, they're adding a lot of IPs in it. So you can check it out during this Halloween event. They got Ghostface, Scooby-Doo, Repo, and Fortnitemares, more coming. They've had a bunch of other ones before, but now they're adding more with it. I think there was also Jason Voorhees, the Wednesday Girl. There's just a lot of characters they're going to be adding into Fortnite for this Halloween event. So you can get all 5 of the Scooby Gang. There's Jason Voorhees. You got Dojo Cat, Dojo, how you want to say it. Yeah, so they're doing a lot of collabs right now for Halloween, which is cool. Poppy's Playtime. They got even that. They got the Terrifier. They have the Terrifier one. There's a lot here. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're having a lot of collabs join in. When I saw the Scooby-Doo gang, I gotta find I gotta find a picture of the Scooby-Doo gang. They looked okay, but nothing on the level of it could have been better in Fortnite with Scooby-Doo. They're okay at best. It could have been worse, but it's not the best design-wise, I would say. I'm kind of disappointed in like Shaggy and Fred. Maybe a little bit of Velma. I think Scooby's fine and Daphne's okay. But some of these just I would say. Like here's the gang. Here's a picture of them. Here's a picture of them. So these are the top one is like the Fortnite versions of them, if I'm correct. And this is the cell shaded one on the bottom, the type. So Fortnite has Scooby-Doo skins. So yeah, I feel like Fred looks special. Shaggy looks like Jonesy if he was taller and skinnier. I don't know. It just weird. Daphne's okay. Velma, it's okay, but they could have added more curves to her. Like in the cartoon, she was a little bit more curvy, I would say. I think Daphne's probably the best looking, and then Scooby because his face. They did a good job with his face. And he's standing up, which is weird, in a skeleton costume. But it is what it is. It's not that bad. It could have been worse. I know a lot of people were saying it looks pretty bad, the characters. It's okay, but I wish they did a better job. It's just they're trying to put in the Fortnite engine, the characters, and they just don't fit. Some of these characters don't fit. Like, here's another one. Here's another picture. Like, they're just weirdly looking characters in this in Fortnite. But I don't know. Sometimes the Fortnite engine or whatever, the Unreal Engine 5 looks good for Fortnite. Some characters look really good when they take them from other IPs. But in this one, I don't know. It just looked weird when I saw it. It's not the worst. I've seen worse. It's not the worst. Trust me. So, yeah, that's pretty much for Fortnitemares. For that, let me X some things out, guys. That's it for Fortnitemares. Fortnite. Just wanted to bring that up. If you want to play it, you can play it right now. It's not too bad. I tried a little bit of it yesterday. It wasn't too bad. All right, here's some more things, guys. Xbox detected handheld was canceled. Dedicated. Oh, I'm so retarded. I'm retarded, guys. I'm absolutely retarded. That's crazy. That's crazy. Xbox dedicated. Wow. Wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Okay, Xbox dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required 2 million units, it's claimed. Okay, so Xbox had their own handheld besides the ROG Ally. They're working with them. It was canceled because AMD required 10 million units, it's claimed. And I guess they didn't want to pay it off, Microsoft. It's been claimed that Xbox's new dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required a minimum of 10 million units in its contract. It's a number that, at face value, would have been almost impossible to hit, which the highly successful Steam Deck, selling around 4 million units at the time of writing. But according to the leak, that was the number AMD verified. Okay, so Microsoft wasn't, or Xbox wasn't ready for this, I would say. AMD wanted 10 million copies for this handheld. And Microsoft said, we're not going to hit 10 million copies. No one's going to buy this new handheld we have. We could do easily like a couple million, but I don't think we could do 10 million, you know? They weren't what's the word? They weren't I can't think of the word. They weren't I would say like aware. They weren't like sure about things that they would sell this much, so they said no to AMD because of that. That's what I'm guessing here. It was said that with Steam Deck only selling 5 million units and Asus ROG selling 1 to 2 million, and Microsoft didn't want to take the risk. So there you go. They weren't sure about it. They didn't want to take the risk of losing more money because they wouldn't sell enough. They have problems just selling Xbox consoles. So they're like, I doubt if people want to get enough of these handhelds. So let's just work with a third-party company to do it instead of AMD with this chipset and everything with it. So it's pretty much they were not sure of themselves if they can do it, which is a problem already, that they're already putting out in the world, Microsoft and Xbox, that they know their hardware is failing, pretty much. Maybe software, even software, I would say, is pretty bad too in that aspect. It's not doing so good in software either. They're build up all these third parties. They bought all these third parties. They're using it on Xbox Game Pass, all that. But now they're figuring out actually that they're pushing all this cloud gaming, all this live stream kind of deal, streaming things. That's what they see in the future of gaming. And a lot of people pushing back. And they weren't even sure of themselves and even excited about doing their own handheld, because everyone's doing their own handheld now. That's the new thing now. They're like, I don't think we would make 10 million copies. We would be giving this money to AMD for a loss, because I doubt it we would get this much money back. So this is why they didn't use they didn't make a handheld exclusively with AMD. So they went with the ROG Ally so they can do a team up third party kind of aspect with that. But yeah, it's pretty sad. Microsoft has lost it. Microsoft has they're going to be out of the console business. I bet you, if not, they would have one more console. If not, they're just going to do software. They're not going to do consoles anymore. They're done with consoles. Everything will be just pre-built on PCs, on whatever phones. Everything's going to have an Xbox on it. You're going to have PlayStation have an Xbox. You're going to have Nintendo have an Xbox app. All of these are going to have Xbox apps on it. So that's what they're doing. They want to put more money into Xbox Game Pass with software instead of the console itself, which you pretty much lost it all. You lost all faith on the Xbox fans. If there's any more Xbox fans out there, it sucks, but that's what it is. So, Xbox downgrade. This should be the next Xbox called Xbox Downgrade. Downgrade X. Xbox Downgrade X. Something like that. Here's another fast topic, guys. So apparently, I just saw this. I haven't read it yet. Microsoft tried to make an Uncharted for Xbox, report claims. What? Microsoft?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Microsoft wanted to do an Uncharted game, kind of what PlayStation did, for an Xbox version? What? Microsoft at one point attempted to create its own version of Uncharted for the Xbox, a new report claims. While Microsoft has many iconic franchises like Halo and Gears of War, both of these franchises are not iconic anymore. I would say. Gears of War and Halo had their time on the 360. That's when they rose up to fame, and original Xbox. But after that, with the Xbox One, it didn't go anywhere. It just stayed. And now it's just plummet. Now Halo is a joke. Gears of War is a joke, pretty much. It's pretty bad. The 2000s were dominated by one PlayStation series, Naughty Dog's Uncharted. The action-adventure title was massive hits with fans and critics, making it one of Sony's biggest IPs. Surprisingly, it seemed like Xbox stuck to its guns, literally with Halo and Gears in the 2010s. However, a new report from a reliable YouTuber and researcher shows that the company had indeed tried to make Uncharted for Xbox. Even more so, it was rather far along in an impressive team behind a prior to its cancellation. Okay, so they were trying to make Xbox is trying to just copy everything. Let's be honest here. They're trying to copy everything that Sony's doing and Nintendo's doing. All right. And so yeah, they just wanted to copy it, but what was it? We don't know. The reporter's question comes from the video game researcher Liam Robertson from Did You Know Gaming on YouTube. And it's talked former members of Microsoft. They started that during the Xbox One's development, the company wanted its own Uncharted. Furthermore, the game, nicknamed Project Ranger, was being developed by Black Tusk Studios, who known as the Coalition, the studio behind Gears 5. The studio has brightly making a Halo game for the Kinect before being approached to make an Uncharted-inspired game. Project Ranger was set to be a mix of Naughty Dog's iconic action gameplay with the espionage element of Mission Impossible. Okay, so Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell, and Metal Gear Solid, I would say. So Mission Impossible with Uncharted. That could have been cool. That could have been actually kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Depends. Because I know they had that one game, Xbox, one time. They were gonna make a whole like TV series for it and like a game. It was a game. It was like Unbreakable or something. I forgot what. It was have to do with time travel and all that. They were gonna make a TV series with it. They were gonna do like it's gonna connect the TV series with the game, all sorts of things. Like they had that, and then nothing happened out of that game. It just came out, and that was it. You know, it was forgot what it was called, Quantum Break or something. I forget. It was with Control and Alan Wake, I would say, in that world. During development, unpaid studios from Savin College of Art and Design created concepts of the title, including Connect, ultralization, and unique gadgets. Okay. So, yeah. I'm glad they didn't do it because it probably would have failed. Like most Xbox games fail these days. Probably would have failed. But if it was actually well done and it was interesting enough, they could have done it. But now Xbox has Indiana Jones. And how's Indiana Jones? I still haven't played it, and I don't care to play it because it doesn't feel like Indiana Jones to me. It just sounds like Troy Baker trying to copy Harrison Ford in first person playing game. Barely see him third person, only in cutscenes. No, thank you. I'd rather have something that's like Uncharted with this like third person, solve puzzles, parkour up walls, stuff like that. Use your whip, fight some Nazis. That's it. Like that's all I want. Tell a good story. Tell a good journey, a Pulp Fiction story. That's all I want. But, with we gotta do Wolfenstein style first person Indiana Jones. Like, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what most people didn't want. That they just wanted Tomb Raider or Uncharted with Indiana Jones. That's it. You go back and play those older Indiana Jones games. They're third person platforming games. That's fine. That's what most people want. An adventure story. That's it. But apparently, it's too hard. Too hard to do for Xbox as well. There you go with that. We got some bad news, guys. If you're excited to play Kingmakers, well, it's getting delayed. So Kingmakers gets surprise delay week before release. So it's supposed to come out October 8th, which was 2 days ago from today. Today's October 10th. And this game was supposed to come out. This game I was excited for. I was anticipating this game to come out. It looked really awesome. Well, it's not coming out. It's going to get delayed. So I don't know when it's coming out. No clue what's going to happen with this game. But it says, in short, it's an incredibly ambitious, uncompromising game. And we don't want to cut any planned features for the sake of getting it out the door early. Our goal from the start has been to create something that's nothing like anything else on the market in terms of gameplay, scale, scope, and interactivity. Interactivity. There you go. So they said they weren't ready. They need to still fix some stuff, and they're adding more things to it. And I was thinking about this more. And I was like, this feels like a No Man's Sky. Like, it feels too good to be true. And I feel like they don't have the budget for this game. It was so ambitious that they didn't have the budget for it. So this is pretty much like an indie or AA game. And they're trying to make it like a AAA game. But that's the problem. They're trying to make a AAA when their budgets are not making it. That's what I think is happening. And they found out, wow, we actually have to turn things down, but we're going to try to still make it a game that feels like a AAA, experience when it's not. It's an indie AA. And so, yeah, I think that's what is happening, but we don't know when they postponed it. So it might be coming out next year then now. So it got postponed again, which sucks. I know a lot of people were excited to play this game. It looks awesome. The time traveler guy with the guns, SWAT member in the medieval times, helping the different clans. It's so sick. So cool. It's such a cool idea, but we still got to wait on that one. We got to wait on that one. All right. What else do we got here? Oh, here we go. This one just came out like a few days ago. So apparently there was a canceled Assassin's Creed game that was set after the Civil War. Huh. So why do you think that happened? Maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't sell well. Maybe Japan didn't like it. People are saying, "Oh, it's just noise in the media talking about," or it was just people online bitching about Assassin's Creed Shadows with Yasuke, the Black Samurai that doesn't even exist. Yeah. So maybe that's why. But let's read into it. A new report has outlined details about a now canceled Assassin's Creed game that was developed and was set to take place after the Civil War. So the American Civil War, pretty much. North and South. According to the game files, Stephen Toro, a post-Civil War Assassin's Creed was in development at this point, but was ultimately canceled. The Assassin's Creed series has been going strong for almost 2 decades. I wouldn't say that. I think the last actually good one that I remember people still talking was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Kind of deal. I think that one might have been the last good one. With countless entries spanning multiple eras, the historical action game has been staple for Ubisoft fans. The latest entry, Assassin's Creed Shadows, finally released after a lot of delays and some controversial regarding of its character, Yasuke. While it has sustained, it may have led to a new entry being scraped along, according to Tatilo. They revealed that at one point, a title is set post-Civil War was developed. The game would have a former slave protagonist who returns to the South to confront the rise of the Ku Klux Klan. Development was progressing well, and the team seemed pleased with the project. Unfortunately, sources informed GameFiles that it ceased development due to several reasons. Key among them was the backlash of Shadow's Yasuke and the political climate of the United States of that at the time. Yes, I could see them, but I feel like no. I feel like a story about a slave becoming an assassin and defeating the Ku Klux Klan members and stuff. I think that could be an interesting story if it's told well. That's my point. You got to tell it well enough and have actually good characters, good storytelling, enough to make it feel like this could have happened during that time. See, Yasuke, the samurai Yasuke thing in Shadows, didn't feel like it actually happened. It felt so out of place. This actually feels like it could be done. You just need good writers. You got to take all these activists out of this game completely. And you got to push you got to not push, but they got to stop pushing their own narratives in it. But also, I think they wouldn't want this because, the KKK members or whatever, Ku Klux Klan, they could have been like Democrats or whatever. And I think they don't want, two sides, especially today in today's climate. They didn't want the two sides reacting to this and being pissed off and a bunch of backlash like Yasuke did. So I would think it would be interesting enough where I think this story could be told if it's well told. I think they could have something here. They could. I'm not saying it would be good and not saying it would be bad. It would be something enough. There could be a story to tell here. There could be. But to be honest, we already went to America and with the Revolutionary War with Connor in Assassin's Creed 3. I kind of want to move away from America and go to other places, other nations, other countries, I would say, that might be a little bit more interesting. I think Shadows, like the Japanese type of Assassin's Creed, could have worked, but they fucked it up so hard. You could tell with the BLM movement during that time that influenced so much of that. And they saw Ghost of Tsushima, how well it did, and they fused two of those together. You could tell that was pretty much the inspiration of that game. Now, this game could be inspired, but with all the political bullshit that would be in it, you already know they would have one side of this whole thing and not actually have an agreement, like a side where, people would interested in both areas, but they would just push their own dumb ideas in this game, and it'd probably piss off a lot of people. It'd probably piss off both sides, to be honest, but I don't know. More details and corroboration for those familiar with Insider Gaming. Okay, so yeah, it was supposed to be made. I think this could have been okay. I'm not saying it was bad. Of course, there's going to be a couple of people that actually are grifting on this, and they will find something. They're going to be picking out. They're like, "Oh my God, look at this! This is a racist game. Look at this game." Like they would do that. They're going to have those actual people that don't understand what's going on, and they'll just grift on it just to say that this is that, kind of deal. Like Or you actually play the game and you find out actually this is a pretty cool story and it's decent, it's understanding of the what's going on, but I don't think it would. I think the writing for a lot of the people that did write those first Assassin's Creeds, like the three of them and like the fourth one maybe, they all left. So these people who are at Ubisoft who are making these new Assassin's Creed game, they have no creativity. They just see like this would be a cool concept to do so we can push this propaganda kind of deal. Like that's all Assassin's Creed is now. And I kind of hate that because Assassin's Creed used to be interesting. It was like historical. It had interesting concepts. They pretty much had real characters interacting with this, not real character, but it was interesting enough where you saw these historians and different characters in real history combined with a little bit of the, the unrealistic factor, but they fused it together and it felt like a period piece where it felt really good. I also wish they can go back to the thing in the future with like Desmond with the I forgot what it's called where he goes through and they search their DNA and they go through different aspects in their life like the bloodlines. I kind of liked that story. That aspect was interesting, but they fucked it up too. The whole story was effed up. So, yeah, that's Assassin's Creed for you. I don't think in this climate it would have worked, but I feel like if they gave it a try and they actually had good writers to tell these stories and interesting concepts, it could have been interesting and cool concept. Like it would be fine. They had a DLC for Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4. I remember they had one, and no one complained about that one. I think that was also about like a slave turning, becoming like an assassin and taking all them out and stuff. That slave, remember that? No one complained about that. I don't remember that much. So why would they complain about this? It's the only reason why people complain about Yasuke because he wasn't real, and they're trying to pull out that he was a real samurai. He was just a retainer. He was with samurais. He was a slave to them in some sort of way, but he was never a samurai. That's what pissed people off. Like, why is he a samurai? It's just, yeah, they used some fantasies and they changed some stuff in history, but that one was so obscure, so weird that everyone just disliked it. It was just dumb. It was a dumb story to tell. And it failed. It bombed. So that's what Assassin's Creed had. All right, guys. Here's another one here. So this weekend's going to pop off with Battlefield 6. Well, it seems like Battlefield 6 beats Call of Duty all-time concurrent players count on Steam. So Battlefield 6 is the new hype. Call of Duty is the less hype right now. It's the least one from the military first-person shooter games. So it says peak Steam keep rising by the second, with the number sitting at over 700K at the time of writing. So surprisingly, Call of Duty's record, beating Call of Duty's record pretty much. Wow, that's crazy. 700K first hour. That's crazy. Is today the launch of Battlefield 6? I think it is. Number sits at 704,005 at the time of writing. Okay. So it be called. Let's check out. I'm going to check this real quick, guys. I'm going to go on SteamDB real quick, if I can. Real quick. And we're going to check out these numbers right now, because I am interested. I want to see what's up. Did Call of Duty come out? The new one, Black Ops 7, did it come out already? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about this one. I'm not sure about this one. Let's see. Call of Duty. No, let's see Battlefield. Battlefield 6. Okay. Is this? Oh, it came out, but it's getting some mixed reviews. I see 63.06%. Oh, interesting. I gotta look into this more. I don't know why. Maybe there's some bugs or problems. But here we go. All-time peak 747,440. That's crazy. And we got right now on an afternoon 727,866 players playing. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Almost a million people are on right now. That's insane, dude. Almost there. Holy shit. Did Call of Duty come out already? Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, shit. Call of Duty? Which one is this? Which Call of Duty is this, though? Call of Duty... Is this Black Ops 7? I can't even tell. Yeah, it beat its all-time peak, for sure. And there's less people playing. 53,000. Yeah, this is the newest game. Release date. Wait. No, this is not the newest one. Oh, my bad. This is not the newest one. Okay. I gotta find the newest Call of Duty. Maybe it didn't even come out yet. Black Ops. I think it's Black Ops 7. Yeah. Is this it? Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. When is it coming out? November 14th. Okay. So what this article is saying is that I guess it just beat passing Call of Duty's record, but which Call of Duty? That's what I'm asking. Number Battlefield 6 launch numbers Steam have also beaten Call of Duty's all-time peak. Oh, Call of Duty's all-time peak. So all of the Call of Duties it beat, which stands at 491,670, I guess. The game has additionally beaten its all-time peak for the open beta weekend, which sat up to 521,000. Okay. Wow. Okay, so people are actually piqued interest in Battlefield 6, which is great to see. I would like to see DICE or whoever is making the Battlefield company or whatever to make a comeback. We haven't seen Battlefield in a long time. They made so many bad decisions. Hopefully they learned from it, and maybe this will be the comeback that most people want to see for Battlefield. So it's good to see that, but hopefully it has legs. Hopefully it lasts longer. Hopefully people come back and play this game. I hope it's not one and done like Call of Duty games all the time are. People get it for like a month, play it, and then they bitch about it and they say this game sucks. Well, it comes out every year. So what do you expect? Battlefield comes out every I don't know when the last Battlefield came out. It's been a while. But Call of Duty comes out, it's a yearly game. So what do you expect? Like Call of Duty, its content is going to decrease. It's more just quantity of Call of Duty, but less of the quality of Call of Duty, what it used to be. So there's no quality of it anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Why do you then buy it every day? Like these normies that buy Call of Duty every year. Like, okay, you can have maybe one Call of Duty every 5 years you'll pick one up, you know? But buying Call of Duty every year? You're insane. I remember they did that with Assassin's Creed, and that sucked. They would do that every year. It's same with these sports games. I don't understand the fascination of just buying the same game every year. I really don't. It's pretty dumb, to be honest. I'd rather play so many other games than just play the same game over and over again. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm a different type of gamer, but yeah. Not my cup of tea, that's for sure. But Battlefield, that's good news for Battlefield, though. I'm glad that that's happening to them. Getting some love again back in there. Call of Duty, or with Battlefield. Okay, I think this is our last fast topic. So we got the Golden Joystick Awards 2025 All Award nominees. So here are the nominees for these games. So this is not like the Jeff Keighley's Game Awards. This is like another like side piece, I would say. This is probably second well-known before the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley. Or besides the real Game Awards, which you should definitely sign up for the real Game Awards because you can actually, your vote will count to the end of the real Game Awards. Just saying. It's a better experience and there's better categories. Let's just say that. But okay. Here we go. Best storytelling from these games. Can we zoom in here so you guys can see it better? There you go. Best storytelling. I would say Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Let's just be honest here. Mafia: The Old Country, maybe. Silent Hill F, maybe. But let's just say that. Best multiplayer game. This one's hard. Battlefield 6, Peak, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Split Fiction, Mario Kart World, Rematch. I would say between, I guess, Battlefield 6, Peak. I don't hear anything about Elden Ring, Night Rain. I heard that was still pretty good if you're into that thing. Split Fiction was pretty good, I heard too. And in Mario Kart World, I just hear it was just Mario Kart pretty much. But I don't know. That could win. That category could win a lot. And then Rematch, I didn't hear too much about, I think. Best visual design. Ghost of Yotei, Sword of the Sea, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Midnight Walk, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's between Death Stranding 2 on the Beach or Clair Obscur for me. Best indie game. Oh, there's a lot. I don't know any of these really. I know Baby Steps, but I played it and I hated the demo. I played the demo for this game and I hated it. It wasn't good. I don't know for that one. Best indie game self-published. Interesting. Probably Peak. Probably Peak, I would say. Oh, Hollow Knight Silksong. No, Hollow Knight Silksong will be it, or Hades 2, or Peak, I would say. One of those. Still playing award PC and console. Minecraft, Dead by Daylight, Helldivers 2, Nakia Blade Point, Satisfactory, Call of Duty Warzone, Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, X, okay, GTA Online, and Warframe. Holy shit. Where's First Descendant? I played First Descendant. Why isn't that here? Come on, man.
No!
That's bullshit. But yeah. Okay, I don't know. Interesting. First Descendant should be here. Yeah, where's Rocket League? Rocket League should be here too. Okay. Still playing award mobile. I really don't care about mobile. Yeah, I don't care. None of these, I don't care. Best remake remaster. Okay, this is interesting. I like that they have now a category for remake remaster because I want that for the real Game Awards too. So, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster, Trails to the Sky first chapter, the Talos Principle, Gears of War Reloaded, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, 4. I think it's going to be between Metal Gear or Elder Scrolls. I think those are going to take that one. Studio of the Year, Sandfalls Interactive. Easily. This Clair Obscur people. Easily Studio of the Year. Blooper Team could be, but we'll see when they make Silent Hill 1. Chronos The New Dawn, whatever game. It was all right, but I don't know. All these others, I don't remember. Team Cherry? I think Team Cherry is pretty good too. I'm trying to think. Best game expansion? Probably Liza P. Overture. I think this one, the Liza P. I hear more people are playing this. No Man's Sky could be a Atom Fall story, maybe. One of those. Best audio design. I would say Chronos: The New Dawn. I really like the audio for that. or Death Stranding. Donkey Kong, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Battlefield 6 also has really good audio. Ghost of Yotei, eh. Best soundtrack, Clair Obscur. You gotta put Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Hands down. Best lead performer, Clair Obscur. Let's just do that. Troy Baker's Indiana Jones. Hell no. Hell no. Who else we got? Erika Ishii? No. No. Hell no. But she's probably going to win. She's probably going to win. Ghost of Yotei. Atsu. Probably going to win. That's going to be horrible if it does, but it should be the, what's her name, girl? Magali. Clair Obscur. Best supporting performer. What we got? Oh yeah, Ben Starr for sure for Clair Obscur. For sure. He got stolen too for Clive Rossfield in Final Fantasy 16. Definitely should be him. PC Game of the Year. Clair Obscur, right? No Clair Obscur. I know people are bitching about this, but they should. That Clair Obscur doesn't even have PC Game of the Year or Console Game of the Year. That's crazy. Hollow Knight Silksong, The Altars, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Peak, Factory, Dune Awakening, PC game. It's between Peak, Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Kingdom Come, I would say. Console, Donkey Kong, Bonanza, Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Mario Kart World. 2 racing games? That's crazy, dude. I would say Death Stranding 2. Give it to Sonic. Why not? Give it to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. That'd be crazy. Mario Kart, no. Ghost of Yotei, no. Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe, but it has problems. Donkey Kong Bonanza, that could be also maybe too on that side. One of those. Best early access game. Grounded 2, Schedule 1, Nine Kings, Repo, Skate, White Knuckles. It's between Repo, Schedule 1, Grounded 2, or Skate, I would say. Best gaming hardware. Nintendo Switch 2, no. Nintendo Switch 2 per controller, no. WD Black SN 8100 NVM SSD. Okay, an SSD. Okay. Elgato Facecam 4K. I think I'm using that actually. Or maybe I'm using the other version, but I'm using this one, I think. So, yes. Razer Blade 16, AMD Ryzen 9. Sure. AMD or Elgato. Let's go with those. Best gaming adaptation. Devil May Cry. Fuck no. Arcane Season 2. No. The Last of Us Season 2, no. The Minecraft movie, I don't care for it, but I know a lot of people like it, so maybe. Secret Level, no. There was a couple of good ones in there, but no. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Okay, I'll go, I guess, with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Even though I haven't watched it yet, I'll go with that one. I think that one might be interesting. Best game trailer. Grand Theft Auto 6, Battlefield 6, Rhythm Doctor, The Expanse, Romeo the Dead Man, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, probably GTA 6. Most wanted game, Grand Theft Auto 6, Resident Evil Requiem, The Witcher 4, Black Myth Zhang Kao, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, 007 First Light, Exodus. Ooh, Exodus. Oh, this game. This game is pretty sick. I forgot about this game. Subnautica 2, A Light No Fire, The Expanse or Reborn, Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, hell no. Soros, The Blood of Downwalker, The Crimson Desert, oh, Downwalker, this one, oh yeah. Kingdom Hearts 4, Marvel's Wolverine, Hell Let Loose, Vietnam, OD Knock, Omnimusha, Way of the Sword, Resurrects, Plague Tale, like from all of these, this is a hard choice, dude. It's between Resident Evil Requiem because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. That's the only reason. and it's the last one they're saying, apparently. GTA 6, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm okay with it, but I'm not like extremely excited. I'm more excited to see what Resident Evil has up their sleeve for 9. And Exodus. I'm actually pretty excited for this Exodus game. I think this is that sci-fi, kind of like a Mass Effect game that they're going to do. It's like a crazy Mass Effect game. I think this is what I'm more excited for, actually. I'm more excited for that game than any of these, to be honest. Yeah. Onimusha, yeah, I like it. Looks cool. Kingdom Hearts, like, whatever. Yeah, a lot of these games, I'm like, whatever. Yeah, they look cool, but like I'm not like too excited. Yeah, it's between Exodus and Resident Evil for me. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for that. Those were the categories, guys. Just wanted to check it out with you with this Golden Joystick Award for this year. Yeah, people are saying Expedition 33 got snubbed, got stolen in console and PC Game of the Year. I agree, but at least they have a lot of categories. Expedition 33 has like a bunch of categories on there. So that's good at least. You know? All right. Let's move on. Are we going to the big topics now? I think so. I think we're going into the big topics now. All right. We'll do a quick one on this because this one is a rumor. We're going into the big ones now, guys. So this one's a quick one. We'll do this quick. Here we go. So this one is a rumor. Here we go, guys. So let's talk about Sony. So I'm on that Park Place, and they have this article here. Again, take this with a grain of salt. This is not official. This is just a rumor. But I think it still is an interesting piece to talk about. Rumor, Sony could ditch Western studios, may shift to Japanese devs, and traditional stories for exclusives if Ghost of Yotei and Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet fail. Okay. What I think about this, just the headline. We're going to read into it. I think this is true. Because what we've seen with the Western games that have been coming out recently from Sony, PlayStation, have been a little bit lacking. Some hit, but most did not hit, I would say. A lot of games did hit, or some games had a hit on their hands, and most games didn't. Very few, though. Very few. So, I guess Japan is coming in, since, you know, the central Sony hub right now is in California. They moved all their things from Japan to California, which I think was a mistake. I think Japan should have been there and should have led Sony. But they moved to California because they promised all these games that they're having, all these great titles, blah, 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 blah. And it sounded like it was promising. But it seems like that is not the case no more. It's losing money now. And Japan needs to step in and says, well, we're going to tell now traditional stories and, you know, exclusive games. We're going to have new games from our Japanese studios now hop in and try to help you guys, because it seems like even with Ghost of Yotei, there's rumors going around that there's more than 1 million copies sold, which is not official. It's not official. And people are saying, getting these articles, this one article, it's just rolling around on the internet. People are just talking about this one article that he got a leaker and said 1 million copies. We don't know. Sucker Punch didn't say how many copies they sold with Ghost of Yotei, or even PlayStation. No one knows the actual amount of game that was sold for Yotei. So that is also happening in the background. So we're going to read this. Let's see what it says. A source close to Sony tells that Park Place that internal discussions in Japan suggest a major strategy reset could be coming for PlayStation's exclusive lineup. According to our source, both Ghost of Yotei from Sucker Punch and Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, which is a horrible name, from Naughty Dog, are being viewed as last chance for Western developers to land major exclusive under the Sony company's current direction. That's weird because they don't even have Insomniac's Wolverine in there. That's just one example. I know there's other like Japanese games that are made with Sony, but I don't know. Let's see. Our source claimed another rumor I am also hearing is that Naughty Dog's Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet and Ghost of Yotei are in the last chance for their Western developers. If they fail after that, Sony is going to full focus on Japanese developers and instead go back to traditional stories and characters. They're citing China winning on the gaming market with Genshin Impact, Wukong, and Wandering Waves as a reason to change. Okay. I would love to Japan to step in and change all of this shit. Give us traditional stories and great characters. I would love that. I would love that. Take all this BS shit out of here, all this woke shit. No one wants to play as this bald lady on this screen right now. No one cares. No one wants this. Just give us good stories with good characters. Like this character, it's not even about being attractive no more. It's just this character just looks like someone from Concord. Like, I don't want to play as this character. This character doesn't look cool to me. She looks not cool. Like, this is the character, if you had a selection screen and you want to pick out characters, this is a character I would never pick. Straight up. I'm sorry. That's the fact. And most gamers are saying that too. While that Park Place cannot independently verify these internal discussions, the claim lines up with growing speculation that Sony Japan is rearranging control of PlayStation's long-term creative strategy, pushing back against Western studios. Those productions have become more expensive and less universally appealing. Yes, it's expensive games, and the stories and characters are not good because the stories are pushes not good narrative aspects of it, and people just want good storytelling, traditional good storytelling and characters. That's like what the Japanese audience are saying too here. So what is going on is there's going to be a huge change. It seems this is, again, take this with a grain of salt. This is a rumor coming forward about what is going on with the changes going on with the company itself and what's going to be happening. As long as Sony HQ remains in the oh, I can't say that. I don't think I could say that. Trans capital, that is confluent, not even a chance. Even yo, these comments are insane. Not a chance. Sony doesn't even have Japanese studios. They closed down Studio Japan years ago, and none of their first-party games have been anything but boring. Third-person, over-the-shoulder slot. Like we said a few streams ago, like IGN saying, getting bored of the same narrative, same third-person perspectives. Why isn't there a different variety of games out there? Same big story plots, same revenge stories, same sorrow stories. Like, that's what IGN was saying, and people were like, oh, IGN's being IGN, no one gives a shit. But we're saying how interesting that fact is. A lot of slop. Even though it's well done, it's still slop in the end. There's a lot of things that I'm like, eh. Like, I don't feel like this is a good story, I guess, in some areas, but is it a good experience? I don't think so. I don't know. When they fail, it's not any if uh Ghost of Yotei. That's crazy. Ghost of Yotei is just gay. Is already failing in the intergalactic and intergalactic. Oh, so Ghost of Yotei is already failing to this comment. And intergalactic will also fail. Well, I don't know if it will fail, but we'll see. This game is also so universally hated when there wasn't even any gameplay yet. I don't think Naughty Dog can turn this around at this point. If you use every chance of slander, customer base is not really a recipe for success. It's foolish pride, and that will lead to the downfall. Yes. Yeah, Ghost of Yotei, I think there was another article here where there was a rumor. This is also a rumor. Take this with a grain of salt. Ghost of Yotei ads quickly scaled back from Sony Japan due to a collapsing sales. So I guess this is doing all right, but not as well as they thought, because the Japanese market loved Ghost of Tsushima since it's a Sucker Punch. I think it's in Washington, Seattle, their headquarters. An American company making a Japanese game that felt faithful to those old Japanese, samurai movies. That's what people wanted. So when Tsushima came out, everyone enjoyed it. Everyone loved Ghost of Tsushima. And Japan loved it. It did really well, I guess, for the Japanese market. Mobile is the bigger picture. Mostly Japan, I would say, it plays mobile games and like handheld games. They're not really into, I guess, consoles, maybe PC here and there, but consoles is not like selling like hotcakes like it used to in Japan. They're more into the mobile market, Japan. But for what it sold for Tsushima back in that time, when it came out on like PS4, it did really well. And then it came on PS5 and then PC. So it sold really well. Well, I guess this one's not selling that well because apparently, if this is true, the ads were quickly scaled back by Sony Japan due to collapsing sales. So it's probably doing okay numbers, but not as well as what they thought would be a thing with Yotei. Ghost of Yotei. Because Ghost of Yotei has a lot of controversy behind it, especially the people making the game, the actor who plays the main character in this. It's just a shit show in general. There's so much bad things about this game. As well as what I saw about the game, and most people are just talking about the graphics, the mini games. They are not even talking about like the story, how the character is, how does it play. It's literally a copy-paste of Ghost of Tsushima. Even the part where she goes into the bath, it seems like the same thing. It's just a woman instead of a dude. And the thing is, most people I know, and personally we wanted to continue Jin Sakai's story in this. That was the main thing. We didn't want a new character, so they're going the Assassin's Creed route where they just are doing like an anthology or like a different series in Japan, different types of characters. But people wanted to continue Jin Sakai's story. And I think a lot of people wanted that. And this is why this game is more of a disappointing factor as well. There's a lot of aspects why this game is not doing as well as most people or even Sony is thinking. Sony in the beginning, they were surprised when Sucker Punch showed that this game is going to be about this new character. They thought it's going to be a Jin Sakai story, another one, part 2. They were even surprised when they came out. So, to the aspect, everyone, when they saw this trailer, everyone said, looks nice, but what is this about? What is even going on? Remember the first teaser? When I saw it live too, I remember seeing it and I was super confused. Like, what is this game? This is not Ghost of Tsushima. What is this? But it feels like it plays like Ghost of Tsushima, gameplay-wise. It's not bad to that aspect. It's just a copy and paste. but it doesn't feel unique or different or even feel like a sequel in that aspect. It just feels like another story slapped on with Ghost of Tsushima gameplay, maybe some tweaks here and there, but that's pretty much it. And yeah, people are just, nah, $70 or whatever, $80 this game is. I'll just wait until this is on sale kind of deal. Or people won't even touch it because of the controversy about this game. So that's another thing. Another samurai or like samurai ninja game, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, that had controversy. And then another one here. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, that's yeah, it's not doing I think it's gonna do okay numbers, let's just say, but I don't think it's gonna do as much as they think it will. And I feel like they knew it's not gonna do as much. They've been posting a lot of videos when it started coming out. And I think the viewership, even on like different platforms, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere you're watching, the viewership for this is not that interested. People are not interested in this game. They're just not. People just would wait for a sale or just wait for something else instead to come out. Like Battlefield 6. There's probably more people playing Battlefield 6 than this game. Straight up. More people are wanting to play that. Obviously, it's a multiplayer game. It has single player. This is just a single player. But still, if this was a really good game, I feel like people still would buy it if it's single player. It's just people just, had enough of this with Ghost of Yotei or any of these like game devs, I guess. But that's just it. But yeah, Sony, Japan, pretty much Japan stepping in, maybe trying to help Western Sony out is pretty funny. And I feel like Japanese roots would make it better for PlayStation to go back, I would say. I think it would be better. For a lot of these games. You can still have the Western games, but I feel like if you want to make more sales and people are embracing like Japanese culture and Japanese, I would say, storytelling, traditions and stuff, I think people are more interested and it's more unique for people to see more stories like that, than Intergalactic the Prophet, let's just say. The Heretic Prophet. What a horrible name. But yeah, that's it for Sony. Pretty weird. Pretty weird in general what that it's about, but yeah. Again, take that with a grain of salt. This is not factual information. These are all rumors and people are leaking things out here and there, but we actually don't know much about it. But I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I wouldn't be surprised about all these things that are coming out. Okay, let's get into some videos and stuff going around here. Okay. So, let's talk about Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass. Okay. Let me get here. So, we're going to watch a video, but we're going to read this too. So, Xbox founder describes Game Pass price hikes as greed over gaming. So, who is this Xbox founder that they're describing? Well, it's no other than, I talked about her. I did a video about her on this channel before. And it's Laura Fryer. Well, she made some banger-ass videos on YouTube. She has made a bunch of good videos, and I really enjoy her takes on the gaming industry, especially when she worked with Xbox, because she has some good takes. She has good, she looks at things realistically than most companies do these days, and she sees it as is. So she has talked about the Xbox Game Pass hike. So my thoughts on Game Pass. We're going to watch this video If you want to watch her video, she has it on her channel. You go on Laura Fryer, and you can find more videos that she has. If you don't know who she is, she's one of the original Xbox pretty much founders that started the company. She was influencing a lot of stuff in Gears of War and a lot of other games in between. So she was one of like the best ones for the job, I would say. So let's see what she has to say. Yeah, let's go. We're going to watch this video of hers because it's probably interesting.
Microsoft is going to make a game console.
We weren't sure how we were going to do it. Risk was enormous. Microsoft was this dominant company of the era, but success or even survival was anything but preordained.
We started to ship quality games.
And at the same time, we weren't doing anything in the console space.
When Xbox started, I was skeptical. I wasn't sure we should pursue it. You see, we had just turned the corner with PC gaming, and the internet gaming zone was doing really well. We had over 13 million users, and it was the most popular place online to play video games. I thought it was insane that we would abandon our foundation of gaming on Windows to chase the console business. But I knew I was biased. I was one of the founders of Microsoft Game Studios and the producer of the Internet Gaming Zone. I had worked incredibly hard to ship that platform in 9 months. At the same time, I also knew that it was easy to chase the shiny new thing and crash your business. Microsoft was not my first job. Before joining Microsoft, I had worked at a lot of different companies, and one of them...
Yeah, she probably did. She was really good at what she was doing, so... shout out to Laura Fryer.
Was this crazy company that would sell juicers. It was called the Juice Man. The company didn't last because the leadership destroyed it with what seemed like a simple change, moving their business into the retail market. Our original business model was running an...
I remember the juicer. I remember this. I kind of... It's like a... I remember it like fondly. But I do remember that. I remember this guy.
Infomercial on TV and then talking with the potential customers on the phone to close the sale. Part of what we were selling was a lifestyle. People would call us on the phone. They'd ask us what our favorite recipes were. We'd talk about juicing and getting healthy. It was a high-touch engagement. When we went to retail, that high touch went away. People would see our more expensive juicer next to a cheaper one, and we'd lose.
I took my whole family on long trips like this.
Well, wow, man. Where's your family now, Jay?
They're all dead. I outlived them all.
That's the beauty of the juice weasel. Wow, that's incredible.
Whenever you want to make a big change...
That guy looked like he did coke, though. He was kind of excited.
In your strategy,
he was
you've got
juicing.
to ask
For
what
sure
it's
he
going
was
to do to the
juicing.
business. What problem are you trying to solve? You shouldn't remove the fence before you know why it's there. And this is one of the challenges I think Xbox is facing right now. I'm not sure that their leadership understands what makes Xbox great.
Yep.
I'm not sure they're listening to their fans.
Yep.
They keep doubling down on decisions that make it clear that they've been in a bubble and that all of this feedback doesn't seem to reach them anymore.
Game Pass is getting an upgrade. We've listened to your feedback, and now you have even more freedom to choose how you play the games you want.
People were pretty upset about this video, but in fairness, they got it right. I mean, they did give their fans the freedom to choose, and they have. They've left. Not one fan asked for their Game Pass.
They did leave. That's a good one. They did leave. Holy shit. They did leave. They did leave because they gave the choice to leave because unsubscribe from Game Pass because of that price hike. Yep. But people forget also, I forgot to bring this up in my last live stream too, that Game Pass also with this new upgrade or whatever, they took away like the family plan thing where you can like have a family and under one account, everyone can play on different, platforms. They took that away. So you're going to have to re-up for each, if the parents want to play or the kids want to play, everyone has to re-up now. So everyone has to pay $30, which is insane to actually think. That's actually diabolical. That's disgusting, Even Steam doesn't do that, but like that's just, how do you go that low? That's what I don't understand.
Price to be raised by 50%, or for the price of the Xbox to go up by 30%. And this tone-deaf video is further confirmation that the bubble at Xbox is real. Leadership doesn't understand what made them great.
Yup.
That yes man culture that took over in 2008 has only gotten worse.
Yup.
And this is the result. A crazy price increase for their fans after announcing that Game Pass had made $5 billion. This strategy used to work.
Yep.
It used to be that in the 80s and the arcade days, this is pretty much what they were charging. My husband would take his $1 that he was supposed to be spending on his lunch, and instead of eating, he would go down to the arcade and he would play Pac-Man and Tempest.
Yep.
It wasn't a great deal, but it was the only deal in town.
Yep.
And that isn't the case anymore. Gamers have a lot of choice today. They can spend as much or as little as they can afford or desire to spend.
True. Or they find other
ways. For over
ways.
20 years, Xbox was built around a very particular fence, the console. And it wasn't just a piece of hardware. It was the anchor. It was the anchor and the system that locked in loyalty. You had dedicated hardware which created lock-in. With Xbox Anywhere, that no longer exists.
Yep.
You had first-party exclusives like Halo, Gears of War. They drove identity. With no more exclusives, this is gone.
Yep.
Xbox Live turned multiplayer gaming into a hangout for your friends.
Yup. Yup. Everything's true what she's saying. Everything about it.
Nice one.
Hey, we make a hell of a team.
When you moved out of your dorm room, your friends were still there for their Halo LAN party on Friday. It created a place to play games together, forever locking in loyalty. And Xbox courted developer opinion. They incorporated it into their ecosystem and rewarded third-party publishers and developers. It was a true partnership. Xbox wasn't created to sell hardware. It was about creating a closed loop where Xbox owned the customer relationship and the developer relationship. It was bigger than just one product. By controlling the full stack, the hardware, the operating system, the exclusive content, it gave them the ability to set the rules for players, publishers, and partners. And it worked. It created cultural identity.
Yup.
Xbox wasn't just a brand. It was a lifestyle.
It was a
point of
culture.
view.
Yes.
It was innovation and core gaming. It was cool. And the
Yeah.
identity wasn't built through slogans. It came from focus.
Yeah, I
it was
remember this.
real and it drove ecosystem loyalty.
I remember
Players
these
didn't
days.
just buy games. They built their identity and friendships around the brand. And the more time they spent inside the system, the harder it became to
Never
leave.
experienced anything like that in my life. It was genuinely
Yup.
a pop culture event, and I don't say that lightly.
7,000.
Yup. Xbox was big, especially in the States. Xbox was big. I remember that was like a pulp culture thing too. Like a lot of these games, like even Sony, the first PlayStation, or Nintendo, it like changed a lot of the environment. Just the competitive scene though, of like which one is better. I think that's when like what was it? Console fanboys was a thing. And even though, yeah, it was pretty stupid, but you had a fan base and you understand your fan base and you're trying to do good. And if you weren't doing good, people would move on to other consoles or different places, you know. Me, personally, I played through a lot of consoles. I always had most of the consoles through Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, Microsoft. I had a lot of those. It's just after a while I saw Microsoft, especially with the Xbox One, going downhill. I think that's when I literally stopped. Like, I didn't get the Xbox One. I never touched Xbox ever again. I stopped with Xbox. They lost my trust even during the 360 era with the red ring of death. As much as they always tried to say, oh, they try to fix it, all this, they never did. They tried to fix it. They never did. It was horrible. It had problems. Nintendo the same with the Joy-Con drifts. Like, on and on. It was just really bad. Sony the same. whatever faith they had for their consumers, whatever they had to earn their trust is all gone now in today's gaming. It's all gone.
Stores are opening on midnight.
They've been waiting a long time for this.
They were chanting Halo 2.
Yup. I remember this.
Just felt like something new was going to happen in entertainment.
Halo 2 was so big. I remember playing Halo 2. I was so amazed of that game when it first came out. I was like, it's like one of the best first-person shooter games I've ever played. Like, it was like, I liked first-person shooters, but I don't know what, something about Halo was so unique and cool. I don't know.
More.
Crazy.
Now there's no reason to stay. This is an Xbox is destroying all of the brand value built over the years. It was meant to be an inclusive message where everyone is welcome, but it ended up hollowing out the brand because if everything is an Xbox, then nothing really is.
Yup. We're making it for everyone. You make it for everyone, you make it for no one. You know?
For Xbox fans, it feels like they've been kicked out of the house. Go away, says Xbox. You don't need to play here with us. Go find new friends. Go find a new place to play. You
all
can
the
do this.
Old people need to go. Just go. We're getting the new people in here. Let's do it. New gamers. Or not even new gamers, just casual gamers. Let's get those people in here.
Anywhere. Have fun.
The choice you make is a chance to feel something
That's
new.
crazy.
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck. We don't need you no more.
Don't get me wrong. I understand why it feels like Xbox wants to move away from the hardware business. It's really expensive.
Yep.
And frankly, they've never been as good at it as Sony and Nintendo.
Yep. That's agreeable. I said that too. Yep. They were never good at the hardware business.
Both of those companies were always
Only
able
software.
to cost reduce in the later years and make a profit on their consoles. This was something Xbox struggled with when I was there. So I understand why they pivoted away from the hardware, why they want to move to Game Pass. Who wouldn't want a subscription service delivering endless value just like Netflix? But Netflix didn't grow by spending. It grew by scaling. It kept content costs stable while expanding reach and raising prices.
Yep.
That's how they eventually earned those margins.
Yeah, they did that, but now Netflix is a shell of itself too. Like, a lot of people, even though I know people, I have to get Netflix, all this and that, and I hate it when they rise the prices, people still get Netflix. And I'm like, there's other ways to watch things, just saying, besides Netflix. But, okay. But I'm just saying, Netflix is not what it used to be either.
Xbox, on the other hand, bet billions on new content. But with Game Pass tethered to hardware and Xbox producing fewer consoles, Game Pass began shrinking with the hardware. At first, it looked like the Game Pass strategy might work.
Yeah.
But Xbox didn't
Yeah, when it was like $5 or $1 a month. Imagine that if they had $5. Dude, nothing's profitable to these people. If they wanted to, you don't want to be profitable? If they moved Xbox Game Pass every month to $100. Straight up, that would be more profitable for them. Even with $30, it's not going to be profitable. None of these prices are going to be profitable. They have to go 3 digits. They have to go 3 digits. It's the only way to make profit. It's not profitable. It's not.
Invent
In the
by
long run, it's not.
replacing the old engine or the old fence with a better one. They just abandoned what they had and started chasing what they didn't understand. And sadly, it's not like they can rely on their games to solve this problem. Unlike the Netflix model, Xbox hasn't been able to keep content costs stable. Their leadership seems to have forgotten how to make games at scale, and this has led to many layoffs and cancellations. Don't get me wrong, there are good game developers at Xbox. But when you have leadership that doesn't understand or care to cater to the fans...
I bet you there's a lot of good people at Xbox that actually want to make a change and do something actually good and make it like they used to, but the higher-ups won't let it. And a lot of those people just leave the company after 20 years, whatever, 17 years after or something, like a long time. And then they leave because they're just fed up with all this, the new priority, the new thing. They don't want this no more. Like, why can't we have it? Like I said, bring nerds back into gaming. We need nerds, geeks, all these people back into gaming. Get all these people, these no-sayers that don't understand gaming, don't care about gaming, just making profits. We don't need that. The money will come to itself to you when you actually get out a great product. That's how it always was. Those geeks back in the day that lived in the garage basements working on these games and making these games, and then they made like huge amounts of money out of these games. They started somewhere and they were creative. They did well. Now you don't even have that. Now it's just no sayers, yes sir, yes ma'am, yes no, and it's a different environment and it's a different kind of mindset that destroys the creative process of making a great game or great entertainment. If you want to say, this could be for anything in entertainment, movies too. Maybe it's better to let people do what they want and see what happens there, be creative. Don't have this huge, let's say, huge, like a huge pressure on your shoulder. Maybe it's better to just do things people want and be creative, and let's see if it works or not, kind of deal. Because a lot of these people that started out, they didn't know it's going to be so big. They didn't know, Halo's going to be huge. They didn't know Doom is going to be huge. They just made a game because they were passionate. They just wanted to, because they're like, oh, this would be a cool idea, right? Let's try to do something, Now everyone's always going for the profit kind of deal, which, yeah, people love making money, obviously. But I feel like first priority is making a good product before thinking about the money kind of deal. That should be for every company, but it's always the opposite now. It's like, what are the costs? How we can make more money out of this? Blah, 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 kind of deal. It's disgusting. It's disgusting how it works. It's not good. It's not a good thing to do, I would say. Not a good thought process. It's not healthy.
The Xbox brand, how can they understand what you're trying to build? I know that many of them don't love this weekly Xbox drama. They just want to make games.
Yep.
With this latest increase to Game Pass, Xbox
drama.
threw away one of their last advantages. They were the best deal in gaming. You
True.
had access to 100
Not
plus
anymore.
titles, day one
They're the
AAA drops
most expensive
for
now.
years.
Well,
with these price hikes, it feels
PlayStation Plus is kind of expensive too. Let's not lie. And Nintendo, I guess, but Xbox is getting there now. Nintendo is probably the least, but it's still pretty expensive.
It's like a betrayal.
They're all getting
like greed
expensive.
over gaming. They've even lost the ever-present support of loyal press like Ryan.
While I recognize that this Xbox console generation isn't over yet, it's almost certainly going to be remembered first and foremost for Microsoft's greed.
Yup.
2 hardware price increases and counting. 3 Xbox Game Pass price increases and counting.
Yup.
1 software price increase so far, and tens of thousands of layoffs, as well as multiple studio closures.
Yup.
It's shocking to me how many of these game companies don't understand that the rules have changed. You can't hide behind the media and your influencers anymore when you make bad decisions. They won't cover for you. And
The shills won't cover for you no more. No one wants a shill no more. No one wants to. They want authentic, real engagement, real feel of what thing. This is why the content creator has come. Okay, there are people that obviously like to shill. They love to, talk about the positives. They don't want to talk about the negatives, when you could talk about both, because that's an honest opinion about things. But we have people now, actually, you have your favorite content creator, you go for them for the honest, like, you should be honest all the time. Like, You don't even have to say to be honest. To be honest, you don't have to be honest. Authentic. Let's say authentic, real criticism, I would say. Being critical about things, being real about it, the good and the bad. I think, yeah, that's what she's saying. But this media that they evolved over time, the journalists that was back these companies up, it's not working no more. It's not working. People are listening and learning, and they're saying something is wrong here. I don't know what it is. Let me check out this other person. Let me see what he thinks. And then you make your own authentic, I would say, decision on it. Because we just like to talk about things. I like to say things. I have my own opinions, blah, blah, blah. It could be wrong. It could be right. It doesn't matter. People like to talk. People like to say things. People like to engage, all that stuff. In the end, you decide. You decide if you want to make this choice. I'm not going to make your decision. That's why I say I hate the word influencer. I would never influence anyone. I would just think this in my mind that this is what I would do. But I wouldn't influence you at all. This is why I hate the word influencer. I just like to talk and like to say things and give my own opinion, my own criticism, my own decisions, all that. But you decide. I don't control what you do. I don't do that. You do that. If you want to be a good person, you have to be a good person, or you want to do that, you want to try to help or do something, then you do it. It's your decision. I'm not telling you to do anything. When I say like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. I never say you have to do it or I'm ending the stream right now. You have to like. Like, no, that's not what I say. Or sub to the channel. Obviously, I would like it if you do that. I'd appreciate it. I would actually really appreciate it. But it's not mandatory. And you decide if you want to or not. You don't have to. Exactly. So when things are getting forced or said this way and you have to think this way, that's a problem. Everyone's different. Everyone thinks differently. It's fine. It's fine. That's how it is. That's the internet. That's how people think. That's how people want to, do. No one's going to be the same. No one has to be in a bubble, think the same way, kind of situation.
Gamers aren't consuming media the same way. With the current economic challenges, they're doing their own research and they're deciding who they're going to give their hard-earned money to.
Yup.
And they're smart. They recognize that the Xbox ROG Ally selling out on the Xbox site doesn't necessarily reflect excitement for the product.
Yup. Doesn't mean. Maybe it was just lower in distribution. Maybe they made less of them just to feel like it sounds like a good idea that it's sold out.
Could be due to limited hardware availability.
Yup.
Was it truly hype for Xbox or simply a lack of units at launch?
Yup. And that's the truth. That's the truth. It was because it was not much anyways, and they thought not a lot of people would buy it. So it sold out already because there wasn't any that much to be in to begin with. There wasn't enough anyways to distribute. So it sounds good on paper, but in reality, it's not good.
I believe all of these changes and drama will harm Microsoft's brand as well. When we launched Xbox, Microsoft wasn't a beloved company. The antitrust case with the U.S. Department of Justice was a PR disaster. Game developers were salty because DirectX had overshadowed OpenGL, not because it was better. It got so bad that when I would visit a developer, I stopped carrying any kind of Microsoft-branded laptop bags or wearing any logos. I wanted to avoid the inevitable confrontations about the company. Xbox changed that.
And Sony, their movies, they're cool, they're awesome. And Microsoft is like, they wear khakis and they're boring and they're Office and they're Windows. And it's like,
I can't overstate Xbox's impact on Microsoft's public image. It made the company feel approachable, fun, and less serious. It sparked excitement across the organization. By day, you might debug a printer driver, but by night, you were gaming on a cool console, and that console was made by your company. Amid recent controversies, that advantage is fading. When the source of your cool factor starts to seem greedy, it hurts your ability to attract and retain talent.
Exactly.
If you think mission and perception don't matter, consider Zuckerberg's recent loss of engineers to Elon's XAI. Despite offering $250 million and direct access to Zuckerberg, they still left. They passed on life-changing money because XAI's culture and mission resonated with them more deeply. I can't say for sure where this is headed. It appears that Xbox is moving towards cloud gaming and away from hardware. But it also could be that they're just incompetent, that they just don't understand what they're doing and they're trying
incompetent.
Things. When I used to work at Xbox, I always found it amusing to hear what people outside the company thought about what we were doing. We were often painted as these supervillains. And the reality was, we were just trying to figure things out. We had no idea what we were doing.
Young, we had moments where we were like, wait a minute, like, am I the best person to be doing this?
It was definitely a whole bunch of kids making decisions above their pay grade.
You had a bunch of passionate people who weren't necessarily 100% the most qualified people to be doing the jobs, running as fast as they can to make this thing happen.
Ultimately, whether it's a money grab or mismanagement, the outcome is the same.
Yep.
Xbox and now Microsoft faces a problem. They need to rebuild trust with gamers and fans. I know people on the Xbox team that are still there, that were there.
This is the same with Sony and Nintendo. I feel like a lot of people got distrusted, especially recently with Nintendo with the Switch 2 launch. That was absolutely abysmally horrible what happened with the Switch 2 launch. That was a horrible mismanagement there. Everything about the Switch 2. They need more trust now. I feel like a lot of people are, even in people that have Switch 2s, they say it's okay at best, but it's not worth the price for it right now at this very moment. So it was a money grab again because it's Nintendo, and they're getting greedy too. Same with Sony with PlayStation. I just saw like an article about it again where PlayStation 6 is coming in 2027. Like, we're still in the generation where we're starting to get away from PS4 and actually do PS5 games because it's still cross-gen. We're still having cross-gen games. And it's been like 5 years and it's still going on. And it's 5 years, 2 more years left out of the generation, and it's over. And then you have PS6. And it's like, what happened? This generation just feels like a freaking just a filler, like an anime filler episode. It feels like that, straight up. It has nothing. This is the worst I think gaming has ever been. Every generation, there was some bad points, but this is probably the worst that has been ever. I straight up think this is the worst generation.
In the early days, they were there when we built all of this value, and they still understand what made Xbox successful. They can fix this, and I'm rooting for them and wishing them the best.
Yeah.
With all of this recent backlash, I just hope that Xbox will take a moment, they'll pause, and they'll listen to these team members. Because at the end of the day, they know what to do because they're listening to you.
Exactly.
Microsoft was this dominant company
What
of
a
the
great
era,
video.
but success
What
or
a
even survival was anything but preordained.
Cool video. What a oh my god. What a good video. What a good, informative, interesting, well put video. You know? Shout out to Laura Fryer for that. Definitely check her out. Her channel, Laura Fryer. You can find her channel on YouTube. Definitely check her out. She has a lot of great videos. I made some videos about her videos, and she commented on one of mine too. So she enjoyed my video too, my input, I would guess, from her video, kind of commentary on it. But yeah, really great stuff. And that was actually really cool. Good input on Xbox right now. This whole thing with Xbox Game Pass, problems with it. and all that. Okay, guys. I think we're on the last topic for today. I don't think we're going to have anything else for today. That should be the last one. This one I found recently. So this one, guys, I found recently. And I thought it's an interesting watch. It's a little bit longer than usual. But I think it's very intuitive and very real of the situation we're going through in today's society. It has to do with gaming because it has Metal Gear Solid in it. But it says, this is what it's from. Metal Gear Solid warned us about digital ID control. So this is actually, like, Metal Gear in general has so many interesting points that feels so real today. And if you play the games, it's not just a sci-fi, fantasy, fanfic thing going on with the military complex, all that. There's a lot of interesting aspects, and Kojima was ahead of its time on what is actually going to happen if we don't careful in our society. So this video is by The Voice Box. Check it out. He has other Metal Gear videos and different things on there that could be interesting for you guys. But this one I liked so much. I was like, I have to do a live stream about this. This is so good and informative. And more you play, if you're not even a fan of Metal Gear Solid, or if you know about them but you don't understand, this will pretty much sum up why you should play these games and why these games are actually a reality check to what is going on in real life. So here we go.
Metal Gear Solid, once again, as it often does, highlights what is happening to our future. Digital ID has been circulating the news, and surprisingly, the public have taken notice for once, with over 2 million people in the UK signing a petition against it. Governments and corporations...
Yeah, UK is getting completely fucked. Sideways, upside down, everywhere. I feel bad for the UKers. I really do. It sucks. But something needs to happen in the UK to be fixed. There needs to be some sort of movement, I would say. Something. People need to speak up. People need to speak up more, but I don't know.
Corporations, as we know, have often worked together, guiding the public's perceptions and ideologies through forms of social engineering.
Yep.
People depend on them, evidently.
Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos.
Politicians often will talk about convenience, efficiency, security, and all-round inclusion, but without really giving you much of an option apart from the ones they've decided for you.
What are you saying? Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses.
Aside from excellent speeches and empty words, the underlying logic of it all is control. Orwell warned us that governments don't just rule with laws and the interest of...
1984 is happening. We got to stop that from happening. That's a really bad future. That's a bad future overall. So, yeah, Metal Gear is pretty much pointing out all these facts about this future and how it needs to be not happen. The controlled environments, all this. This is not good.
The public, but with fear and censorship. They watch you, strip you of your privacy, and make obedience the only way to survive, under the guise of a democracy.
It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks.
Yep.
Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the patriots see fit.
Yeah.
The people are shown what they want to believe.
Yep.
What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Yep. It's I gotta be careful what I say. It's a show. It's a show brought to you by people in control. Let's just say that.
And institutions are not maintained by the truth, but rather what's convenient, often built on by lies and hypocrisy. When people are forced to comply, they do so willingly out of fear or face the thought and speech regulators.
So I just need to know why would she's basically viewed a post which is not an arrestable offence.
I need to kindly ask that you remove said videos from social media.
No, I don't think I've broke the law, so I don't think I will.
And also, I want to advise you that...
Seems very fascism, communist. Just saying.
You might well be committing offences under the Malicious Communications Act, okay?
The public are digitally policed within the guidelines of what's accepted within the mainstream narrative. Anything outside of it is disregarded or considered dangerous, even if it is truthful. As being from the UK myself, I'm aware that some people have simply been arrested just for simply having an opinion, or leaving a comment about something they may disagree with, only to have...
Yup. Why can't we just agree to disagree or move on? You don't like that comment? Move on. But no, it becomes always something more aggressive, and it's not good. It's not good.
The law enforcement for and speech police turn up at their doors.
It feels like people's minds have been so conditioned to be like this, and that's the problem. I feel like back in the day, people just said things, and if you didn't like something, you went on. You didn't like that thing, but then you went on and you had a conversation, and then that was it. We moved on. Now it's like, if you don't think how I think, you're my enemy. Like, you need to be gone. Like, that's how far and how bad it's been getting. But I always have hope that people won't be like this, where people will actually change their mind, or some reality hits them and they understand that this is not the way, and we are becoming animals ourselves, and that's not what we want. Like, that's like animal behavior. That's monstrous. And that's why, you gotta come down and understand. You need to touch some grass, go out, do something. Stop going online constantly and just relax and understand things, more. Hang out with some buds. Go outside, get some sunshine. Ground a little bit. Hang out with your animal friends. Cats, dogs, whatever animals you got. Talk to your family members. Stuff like this, like normal people used to do. Now everyone needs to have a social credit, pretty much. It's like a social credit score, pretty much, of how to behave online. When the online used to be, and I wish it was still, the Wild West. Online used to be the Wild West, but not anymore. Now it's all controlled, all manipulated, sometimes even propagandized, and people don't know what's real no more. And that's when it starts getting freaky. That's when it's like, dude, I need to get out of this matrix. Leave me the fuck alone, kind of deal,
As Orwell predicted all them years ago. The party ultimately decides the narrative, even if evidence shows a nation like the UK is in the state of decline in every aspect, using think tank mainstream government propaganda media sources like the BBC and Channel 4 to spread convening information to them, rather than the factual truth often showcased on freedom of speech platforms like Twitter through independent journalists with no bias agendas.
Yep. And that's what I'm scared of with AI too, because AI will take something that's not actually factual, but you see, AI can create. It just takes source, like material, and tries to get whatever it is. So if it sees an article, it grabs that from the internet and then puts it there. So he thinks that that's factual information when it could be actually false information, you know, from one of these media sources. And he thinks it has real information when it's not. So that's the problem here also with AI too. Oh shit, I messed up. I pressed the wrong button, did I? Fuck. Why did I went to my older video. What the fuck, I was saying, dude? like, yeah. No. It's my older video. I don't know what the hell's going on, dude. No, I clicked
Metal
it
Gear
again.
Solid once again,
Fuck.
as it often does.
Okay, where were we? Were we here somewhere? I think so.
2 + 2 = 5 isn't simply just a...
We're here. Yeah, we're here.
Even if evidence shows a nation like the UK
Press
is
the
in the
wrong
state
button,
of
guy.
decline in every aspect, using think tank mainstream government propaganda media sources like the BBC and Channel 4 to spread convening information to them, rather than the factual truth often showcased on freedom of speech platforms like Twitter through independent journalists with no bias agendas. The notion of Orwell's 2 + 2 = 5 isn't simply just a mathematical error. It is a clear indication as the truth we know can often be manipulated into someone else through forms of manipulation and control. And just like in 1984, what was considered fictional is now reality, is that those who don't comply are assimilated to what the party believes, or they are punished.
How can anyone hope to eliminate us? As long as this nation exists, so will we.
Cut the crap! If you're immortal, why would you take away individual freedoms and censor the net?
Jack, don't be silly.
Don't you know that our plans have your interests, not ours, in mind?
In contrast, Aldous Huxley warned of a world very much like ours, within his novel Brave New World, which basically speaks of an endless pleasure and endless consumption of a society where corporations and states hack the human brain, training people to love their servitude, to depend on systems that keep them docile, distracted, and endlessly consuming, overriding the dopamine reward systems, making you hooked to
bread and what is it? Entertain the masses with bread, wine, and circus. Well, that's what it was. And they will never revolt. Remember that line? Yeah, that's what's happening. So you got to entertain them enough so they won't, I guess they won't ask questions or do something that, you know, something else. But the thing is now, entertainment in general hasn't been as good for years now. And the food and wine have been tainted too, with all the chemicals and all the poisons that they put into the foods and dumbing down the masses. So all of this is not working no more. You know what the next step is, right? So,
their algorithms, addicted, eating their fast food that large corporations load with chemicals that we have in our supermarket food, which goes hand in hand with big pharma, which medicates illnesses rather than treating the problem. It's a well-disguised system. One quote from Upton Sinclair tells us, "It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends upon not understanding it." This implies people have become too dependent on something they rely on. and instead of really taking the fight to the system, it's more comfortable to exist in a disguised utopia.
Freedom, civil rights, opportunities. The founding principles of this country. Everything that's about to be wiped out by their digital censorship.
Often when governments roll out policies, it's never presented to the public beforehand to decide what it wishes for its society. Sometimes it's just made mandatory. Governments and corporations present digital IDs as the next great innovation for society. They tell us it's about convenience. With one card, one login, a profile that unlocks everything from banking to healthcare. No more lost paperwork. They say it will make life seamless. And above all, they frame it as progress, the natural step for modern civilization.
Sounds good on paper, but in reality, it's all about control and power. And the fear.
The old way of living is outdated. Silicon Valley often says this, and if you resist it, you're standing in the way of their future. And I say their because who agreed on it?
Yeah.
Because once again, who asked?
That's so true. That's so true. No one asked for this stuff. No one did. 2 people on Twitter, maybe, but that's it. Majority of people don't want this. The majority, or all, to be exact, don't want this. So, exactly. This is like literally with the Xbox, with the greed thing we were talking about. It reminds me of that. You're not listening to your own people. You're just doing whatever you're doing. Cause and effect. You know, sometimes we cause the problems, but we try to fix it with that effect by, censoring things, or let's just say controlling situations, just to say if this happens, then this will happen, kind of deal.
For anything that gets rolled out these days, technology is great, sure, but when people often forget the intent of those who created it and for what other purposes they intend to use it for, it becomes a problem.
Yep.
But it often comes in a form of a disguise, just for your convenience and entertainment.
Got a little too close to uncovering corruption among high-profile party members. After being sued for defamation by the subject of a story he'd written, he was blacklisted. He only realized when he tried to buy a train ticket and was told he was banned from traveling.
That tells me I'm still on the blacklist.
Punished because he's been branded untrustworthy by the state.
I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Wrong think, wrong way of putting things, you're blacklisted. It's fucked up.
Once you're blacklisted, you can no longer get a bank loan, start a business, buy an apartment, or even send your children to a private school.
The system is sold to us as a gift, as if it exists to serve the people. In reality, it exists to bind the people under a regime. History has shown us this countless times, of psychopathic rulers abusing the public human rights in their means to control the world. It's honestly bizarre how so many so-called intellectuals have never picked up a history book. Because if they read one, they'd realize that history is a gateway into the future. And things often don't change as history often repeats itself. Another great theme that we see unfold within Metal Gear Solid.
In Metal Gear,
the pattern never changes. And throughout the ages, there's been several rulers and leaders that have committed all kinds of atrocities to the people that they so often just seem to forget about. They want a society that embraces digital ID voluntarily, as it's far easier to manage one that resists it. If people believe the system is for their own good, they will not only accept it, they will defend it to the death. And if people don't accept it, governments find other means and ways, albeit Orwellian or in the form of a comfortable lie, as Aldous Huxley suggested.
Suppose that this rather frightful prospect comes about. I mean, are people going to be happy under this kind of regime?
Well, I think you could. I mean, this was one of the sort of what I may call the messages of Brave New World, that it is possible to make people contented with their servitude. I think this can be done. I think it has been done in the past, but I think it could be done even more effectively now, because you can provide them with bread and circuses, and you can provide them with endless amounts of distractions and propaganda.
There you go. Straight up. Straight up, like what I said before. Same situation.
Once again, Metal Gear Solid has showcased a future that is closely resembling ours, and it profoundly feels like a crystal ball yet to uncover a reality that will become our future. MGS4 presents a world consumed by mass control, all in digital forms. The Patriots act as a world government who have enslaved the public to all forms of surveillance and information. Total Big Brother control.
Yep.
Total information control. Big Brother Zero. And it'll happen before anyone even realizes.
Yep.
I don't like it. Just one more gear keeping the wheels of economy turning. Another product bearing down the capitalist conveyor belt. But human will should only be handed down and nurtured by human hands. It can't be entrusted to the system. When you're up against he who controls information, it's going to be a long battle.
The MGS timeline
That's the whole battle of Metal Gear in a nutshell. Revolver Ocelot just said that. And it's pretty much the same thing. It's going to be just the same thing over and over until it's actually finished.
Showcased how the system came to be through its themes. What was
Metal
human
Gear.
control then became the age of artificial intelligence that soon took the reins.
Yeah.
With all the Patriots' collected knowledge over the decades,
I always loved Metal Gear for just how interesting, not just the characters are well developed and well made, but how interesting the story is, at just the military complex of the whole situation, on how real it feels. Even with all the mysticism in it, with the fantasy aspect and the technology, it's far so real that it can be a thing. But sometimes it has that weirdness like Kojima always does, but it feels grounded in some areas, and it's just an interesting game series that I still enjoy today and always go back to it. And like, this is so ahead of its time. This is why we get like games now today that are like crazy and technology advanced, because of Metal Gear kind of style, you know? But yeah. The Patriots and the Lulelelo
ultimately hacked human autonomy in every way, down to the genetic level.
They've got a name for Anderson's AI project. It's called the Patriots. It's all about ensuring that the concepts driving society appears the same in the mind of each person in that society. About maintaining the identity of the individual, and yet having that individual willingly make up part of the whole. I guess it's fitting to call that patriotism. Creating a united world. Systems, guidelines, rules, laws. When you take a mentality and fix it in a solid shape, put it out there in the hands of people, it can only begin to decay.
Digital ID is what we know in the MGS universe as nanotechnology, but instead of it being implanted into our skin, we use our smartphones, which may...
Yes, but I would counter that with, you don't think that all the things that we've consumed or has been sprayed into the air have nanotechnology in it? I'm just questioning things here. Or just the injections, or anything by whatever source. Just saying. Anything that could be like that, they could have those nanotechnologies. I'm just saying.
Be a little bit invasive, but who's not to say one day it won't become a reality? That we might need some kind of chip to be able to access any systems within society.
They've been saying this for years, the chips. You know? The chips control where you go, where you sleep, what you do. Remember, they've been saying this for years. People are just laughing about that stuff. It's I don't think people are laughing now. People don't want to play that game no more.
Either through a means of mandatory control or through convenience and comfort of the public's decision. I think what MGS4 shows us is that these nanomachines act like what digital ID could become, from its latter stages to the monster it could develop into if we allow it. The worst case scenario of digital ID tied to the system overseers is total surveillance control. Every action on what you buy, where you go, who you meet, and what you say online is logged under one ID. The system becomes an all-seeing eye, more powerful than Orwell's Big Brother, because it doesn't need constant thought and speech police. The ID itself records everything. It's interesting how we see this emerge in the MGS series. Those under the Patriot system can only refer to them as the La Ley Lule Law. Their digital IDs, so to speak, prevent them from speaking or saying the Patriots.
And the Patriots are behind this.
La Ley Lule Law? What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Yep. In MGS2, for example, Raiden is constantly under surveillance. Every move he makes is monitored in real time, like a GPS, though his digital ID is implanted within him to the nodes in the big shell. The guy literally can't even go to the toilet without being watched, let alone have a private conversation.
Colonel, you were monitoring the codec calls.
I used to not like Metal Gear Solid 2, but I have I replayed it, I think, a few years back, and I think it was underrated. I think I judged it harshly, and I think it's a different story. The reason why is because I wasn't a big fan of Raiden. I like Solid Snake more, but I understand it more now, and I think it has actually more of an impact. Probably the most impactful from all the Metal Gears, I would say, is 2 now. I just hated some of the locations in 2, but I don't know. I don't hate it as much anymore. I like it.
That man was the real Snake all along.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Don't let your guard down with him.
Why do you say that?
Because they were never a part of the simulation.
Switch over to nano-communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir.
Digital ID also presents conditional citizenship, where you no longer have unconditional rights. Your access to work, money, healthcare, travel, and communication depends on staying in good stead with the system. One wrong move, protesting, criticizing the system, and your access can be restricted or revoked by the party in question.
This government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
In parallel, in the case of the soldiers under SOP, if they don't comply with the guidelines, they don't get access to what the system offers. And if they resist ID control, they are blacklisted. Or in extreme cases, as MGS 1 and 2 showcases, they can even be killed if they're a threat to the system by making their death look accidental rather than malicious by shutting down their nanos.
You've been added to the PMC's blacklist, so you're going to have to lie about your identity to get in. I've provided you with a way to evade the checkpoints.
Next.
Artificial intelligence controls every major aspect of digital life that we often consume. It's all around us. Whenever it's social media or YouTube or infrastructure, for some...
Or just all that Sora 2 recently that has been popping up. All that... I don't know. How would I say it? It's all AI slop, but there are actually some good ones in there. But it's just all AI slop. That's all it is. There's nothing... It's trying to be creative, but it's just... I don't know. It's really weird. I laugh at it, chug at it, or I have a little laugh at it once in a while, see it there and here, but I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it to really that much, but we gotta be careful. I'm just saying we gotta be careful, but it does, you know, it is interesting what you can do with it.
It's really all become a dependency. Profoundly, it's a algorithmic control of our behavior, censoring what we say or banning accounts. Awfully feels too familiar to the Patriots AI system that Raiden has conversations with. Digital ID poses a larger threat that could ruin our quality of life just for having an opinion. The system would record people's online behavior that could affect their livelihoods, and in turn, people censor themselves, avoid risky opinions, and conform because the risk of losing access to life's essential is...
Sounds like what I'm doing right now, actually. Interesting how that works. I'm censoring myself because I can't say some words on here on YouTube because it won't be good. You know, stuff like that. You have to censor yourself of what you're saying. Yeah, just like that. Sucks.
No!
No is right.
Too great to speak their truth. Fear becomes internalized without choice, and even if somebody is speaking the truth or presents clear evidence to showcase the problems that society faces, it doesn't matter if it doesn't comply with the party's interests.
All this you used to
Yep. That is so true.
struggle with. Now we think for you.
We are your guardians, after all.
You want to control human thought, human behavior?
Of course.
Hive mind.
Anything can be quantified nowadays.
If digital ID gets tied to banking, transport, and social media, we get a de facto social credit system. Travel restrictions, job eligibility, even dating opportunities can be influenced by your standing with the system that shapes your profile and identity as it sees fit. Even if it's false or taken out of context, people will then judge you digitally rather than at face value, which can tarnish your reputation or even who you truly are. It's honestly a soulless system.
It is.
Clearly, an AI couldn't be allowed to make its own decisions. So they would take away its ability to act, and instead create a specialized system in which the AI, bound by specific rules, filters the massive amounts of data it collects before passing it on to people, subtly guiding their decision-making. A system of the people, by the people, for the people.
With that brings the exclusion and...
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I saw this video and this blew my mind. Like, I known about this, but just like reinstating it and actually learning about it, it gives you so many questions. What is going on?
You're sure. This means being locked out of your bank, denied entry at the airport, unable to apply for work or even buy food, all because of a glitch or maybe a false flag or a bureaucratic error or something as simple as a hack releasing all your private information.
Yup.
If everything's centralized like SOP,
just like that with that Discord thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but all the people that, you know, in the UK that had to give their IDs for the verification, the age verification stuff, they were all hacked and all their information was, you know, taken. I don't know if it's true or not, but they said they have stuff. They have like 1.5 terabytes of stuff, you know, taken information. I don't know, and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's real or not, but it was going around the internet I saw, so it's fucked up.
being deleted by the system can mean being erased from society that no longer values you. Tech corporations build and manage the infrastructure while governments enforce its use. That means your identity isn't really yours. It's owned jointly by private industries and the state. Whoever controls the ID system controls you. And ask yourself, is this what you want for your future?
Genetic control. Information control.
Yeah,
Emotion control. Battlefield control. Everything is monitored and kept under control.
Yup.
MGS4 holds up a dystopian mirror. The reflection becomes all too familiar. A word too dependent on the system, control beyond Orwellian levels that make George Orwell's foresight extend into something far more horrific.
The locks are only disengaged when they recognize the nanomachine ID inside a soldier's body. Anyone not possessing nanomachines keyed to the system, or anyone who's keyed but not authorized to use that weapon, won't be able to pass the ID gun's verification process.
That's crazy.
So I can't use PMC guns.
So, like, your nanomachines, I remember this in the game. The nanomachines, if you don't have them, you can't fire a weapon because it uses your scanning ability, and it's assigned to you personally, that weapon. So if you don't have it, it won't affect it. It won't work. That's
I'm
crazy.
afraid not. You're not registered with the system.
That's crazy.
And it's not just weapons either.
Imagine
Vehicles...
that if you have your own gun, you know, and you buy your own gun, and someone breaks in, you know, takes your gun, can't use the gun, only you can use the gun, but then you take whoever broke in his gun, and you can't use that gun, like, to protect yourself. Imagine, like, all the things that could happen. Imagine if someone, you know, if you're with your family members, and someone breaks in, there's another situation, and you want to protect yourself, you have your weapon, you know, at night someone breaks in, you have your weapon loaded, but maybe your wife or someone else that's not assigned to that gun that you bought and is using it, imagine it doesn't activate and your self-defense didn't work, you know, or something like that. It could be like that because it's only assigned to you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that is also very dangerous, to be exact, too.
Buildings,
in this situation,
everything
you gotta
used for
react
military
fast. You can't just. You just need to react fast. There's no time to, you know, if something like that happens, you know, there's no time to react and see if the gun is working or not working. You know, you protect yourself, obviously. Like, that is fucked up.
Purposes is secured with this ID control system.
While we may not be controlled on the genetic level, how do we know it's not possible that it could head that way? Disguised as smart tech beneficial for humankind. We can block out necessary emotions, pain, use it for medical purposes, cut down on crime. It all sounds great in theory, but it takes away from the natural balance of humanity as a whole and puts the power into technology's hands rather than our own. One thing that's dependent on a corrupt government and system is treating you as nothing but data and hackable. To them, you're nothing but consumable, docile machines turning the cogs in a soulless system that benefits them. You're basically just another number, so get back in line and do as you're told. MGS4 tells us to destroy this system before it completely consumes us, or even destroys us as a human race. Kojima shows it wasn't brute force that got people to comply. It was marketed as progress or comfort. In the world of MGS4, the public didn't rebel but embraced its control, accepting the war economy in their everyday life without seeing it destroying everything around them. Ironically, as war does in the real world, but people still fight them and just ignore them like they're just part of normal existence.
Every corporation tethered to the military-industrial complex is losing its sense of morality. And it's us science-holics who are doing their dirty work for them, not even realizing it.
And of course, none of them are fought for freedom truly, but simply following orders from their beloved patriotic leaders, as the boss in MGS3 tells us. They don't need to understand the reason. They just comply. It's not a soldier's place to decide.
No questions.
A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
Metal Gear Solid is really a reality check. One that seems to be only reachable for a select few of us, whilst the majority of the masses stay asleep in blissful ignorance. I guess all we can do is that they wake up before it's too late.
Pretty much. Like, a lot of people that play Metal Gear, they love it, and they understand what it's about and what is going on. They understand it. They see what is going on, and they understand Kojima's, what he's trying to tell here. But the people are just consuming it, playing it, saying how good it is and whatever. They don't really get into the nitty-gritty of what it's actually all about. And they get confused about the situation. They're asleep. They don't understand what is really going on. When it's literally telling you in your face that if you're not careful, this will happen, kind of deal. So,
well, what will you decide for your future? Leave me a comment down below. And if you've liked the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new, click the subscribe button. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you for watching. And until we meet again.
Free from Fox Die. Free from the system. Free from ID control. Our minds free from their prisons. That is the haven I've yearned for.
Liquid speaking facts. All right.
Back a couple
Why
of...
did I go back to my older...
Back a couple...
Hey, chill out. We gotta go back. We gotta give this guy... I gave him a like already, but we gotta give him some praise here. Okay, so I gave him a like, guys. If you want to see more of his videos and see this video, it's called Metal Gear Solid Warned Us About Digital ID Control. And you can find it on the voice box. So check this out. This came up for me randomly, and it was such a good video. What a banger-ass video. So great.
Oh my God!
It was such a good video, and I wanted to, show it off for you guys. And yeah, a lot of it is true what he's talking about in this, and as well as what's in Metal Gear. It's more of a check on what is going on now than ever. You had these movies back in the day, you had these games back in the day talking about the future of what will happen if this happens and this and that, and now we're getting to that point, and I think it's better to now reflect and understand of these, and I think these are very good to look back at and see all this info dump so we cannot repeat it. Like what he said, history repeats itself. If you read something and you understand it, sometimes history can be manipulated, but that's for another story. But yes, you need to understand so you don't repeat it again and again and again. So yeah, very, very intuitive and interesting. Very good video. Highly recommend checking that out. Want to give that a little chance here. But yeah, that was it for today, guys. That's all the topics we got today. I thank you so much again, guys, for watching this long. You guys are awesome. Remember to like and sub. If you're new here and you like what you see, sub on here. Please, thank you. I have a lot of entertainment, pop culture, gaming, movies, all sorts of things here. Mostly gamings, but there's other things in here in between you might like. So, yeah, thank you so much, everyone. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you for coming, watching, lurking. All the MVPs that rewatch these videos, you guys are also awesome. You guys are the best. I appreciate every last one of you. Heck yeah, you guys are awesome. For sure. I wanted to put something. Hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy.
You got...
We got some Tommy Wiseau in there. Okay. Yeah, again, guys, I'll let you guys know what is going on. I'll post what is up. For future live streams, videos, everything. I'm working on that video, like I said. It's a bigger project video that should be up maybe this weekend. I don't know. I'll post it. I'll let you guys know when it's up. Okay. Anything else as well? I don't think so. I think that's it for now. I'll keep you guys posted what's going on.
Metal Gear Solid once again, as it often does.
The video's starting again. It's glitching out. Okay. It's good. Okay. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what is up. Have a good weekend, all. I hope you are doing well, all of you. And yeah, I'll see you around, guys. let's end this stream. And let's get out of here. See you guys. Have a good one all.
Are you not entertained?